Hi, welcome back to the channel, and this is the 2024 Putter Madness Challenge rules and explainer video. It's super windy, it's super cold, lots going on, but we are in crunch time and I gotta get these videos ready to roll. So what I wanna do here is my best to explain and show you the rules of how this challenge will work. So if you're familiar with the NCAA March Madness tournament, this is gonna be very similar to that. If you missed the podcast, we did a draft where we picked 64 unique putters. So those are already seeded 1 through 64. And on Friday, March 1st, I'll be coming out with a video that shows how each disc is seeded and put into its region. So to make this as closely resembling to the March Madness tournament as possible, we divided the 64 discs into 4 different regions with 16 each, so 16 discs in each region. If you're familiar with the Dayton area, we picked 4 different courses with very short holes for us to do this challenge on. So we picked Kettering hole number 12, which is about 153 feet. We picked Xenia hole number 1, which is also about 160 feet or so. We picked Carroll Park hole number 1, another 155 footer. And we picked Moraine hole number 15, which is again another 155-ish foot shot. So the way this is going to work during the regional matchups is all these discs are already seeded, and again, there'll be a video coming out on March 1st that'll show you all the seeding, and they will face off in a matchup 1v1, single elimination. So again, just like the NCAA tournament. So for demonstration purposes, let's say that we are playing Kettering hole number 12. The Axiom Envy was selected number 1 overall for that, and the Axiom Proxy is selected 16 in that region, so they will face off in the first round. Now again, this is just for demonstration purposes. The way this will work is that the lower or the worst seed will tee off first. So let's say that is the Proxy, seeded 16. Let's say it tees off and it lands, say that's 20 feet from the basket. And then the Envy will tee off, and let's say it lands 15 feet from the basket. We will then go up there and we will continue playing those discs out until they are holed out. So whichever disc has the better score once it holes out, let's say the Proxy is put in, it gets a 2, and the Envy is put in, it gets a 2. Since they tied during the hole out, whichever one was closer to the pin on the drive will automatically be declared the winner. And that's because we have a lot of discs, a lot of throws, and we want to keep things moving during the regional rounds. Now, obviously, had the Proxy missed and the Envy made it, the Envy would have won that matchup, and it will continue going on through the bracket. That single elimination format will continue to go on until there is a victor in that entire region. And we're going to say, for demonstration purposes, that the Envy wins the Kettering region. Now, the same thing will take place at Xenia Sol Arnovitz. Same thing will take place at Carroll hole number 1, and same thing will take place at Moraine Rotary, until each region has its victor. And those 4 discs will go to the Final Four tournament. The Final Four tournament will take place at Arthur O. Fisher Park, hole number 14, from the short tee pad, which is again about 175 foot shot. We're trying to have fun with this, so don't want to make it too difficult. But the rules for the Final Four matchup, the semifinals and the actual finals, work almost exactly the same. There's only 2 key differences, which I'm going to tell you about right now. So the first key difference is that instead of single elimination during the semifinals and the final round, it'll be a best of 7 series. So again, let's say that the Envy had won at Kettering. And let's say that the Pixel had won at Carroll and they face off in the semifinals against each other. The same rules take place. The overall seeding will determine who goes first. So let's say the Pixel was somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's a lower seed than the overall number 1 Envy for demonstration purposes. Plays out exactly the same way. So the Pixel will tee off. It lands 10 feet. The Envy tees off, lands 3 feet. They're both going to make that. The Envy will win that matchup because it was closer to the pin, but that's only one of the 4 needed wins for it to advance to the finals. The only other difference during the semifinals and the final round is the redemption and the ace. So let's say for whatever reason, on the very first throw, that the Pixel had aced. That Pixel will be declared the provisional winner of that overall head-to-head matchup and will go on to the finals. But the Envy has a chance at redemption. However many rounds are left in that possible matchup, it has that many throws to try to make an ace and cancel that out. So since the Pixel went on the first of a possible 7 shots, the Envy will have up to 7 shots to try to make it. Obviously, if it doesn't make any of those 7 attempts from the tee pad, the Pixel will retain its win and move on to the final round. But let's say in any of those 7, the envy goes in. It has redeemed itself, and the way that works is that it essentially just cancels out both the pixel's ace and the envy's ace. And yes, I'm using ace loosely, I just mean a throw in from the T-pad. So had the redemption been successful, they just cancel each other out. So they will just continue as if the ace had not happened. So in that demonstration, the pixel will be back up, taking throw number 1. Neither disc has a point at in that situation. Now let's say that these are tied 3-3. They've gone through 6 rounds, they are on the 7th round, and the pixel goes in. The envy still has that chance at redemption, but because they're in the 7th round, it only has 1 throw to try to go in. And if it misses, that pixel retains its ace, it moves on to the final round. Now in the final round, when the final 2 putters are facing off against each other, it works exactly the same way as the semifinal round, as far as the best of 7, and as far as how the redemption works, there is no difference. So once the overall tournament is done and we have a final winner, and we're going to say that was the pixel just for the demonstration purposes, there's nothing really much else to it, except that I'm going to take an actual NCAA March Madness bracket and fill it out to mirror the exact results of our Putter Madness tournament. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope that this video helps you understand how the rules and how the tournament will flow. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help answer any questions I can. If you're not subscribed, make sure to do so and have notifications turned on. Like I said, on Friday, March 1st, I should be dropping the seeding and selection Sunday video, so you'll be able to see where every putter that got selected, where it sits at. And I'm going to try my best to find a website to where I can make a custom March Madness bracket that you as a user can go to and fill out your predictions, and I would love to see which ones you select as your winner. But that's it. This is a video that I thought of a couple months ago. I'm super excited to do it. It's a lot of discs. It's not going to be just me out there. I'm going to have Ross and Landon out with me, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So if you have any input, any questions, again, throw it down in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. And until then, we'll see you in the next one. Super windy today. You think I can throw a pixel through the pull-up bar? Nope. Oh, what about a proxy? Oh, hit it. Envy. Nope. Sucks to suck. Hey, that's it. We'll see you guys in the next video.